We begin with breaking news tonight. A Beltrami County woman we've told you about facing animal mistreatment charges is now also facing a felony theft charge. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Stacey Van Dyke.
And I'm Justin Petty. According to the court documents, the finding came while law enforcement were executing a search warrant related to the mistreatment and deaths of hundreds of animals. Valley News Team's Bobby Fallett joins us now live in studio to explain. Bobby.
Justin, Stacey, that woman charged is Deborah Marshall, and what police found is Marshall's sister, who they say was unable to care for herself. The court paperwork says the sister was collecting Social Security benefits, but a look at her banking history showed money used for things that did not benefit her. Police say the financial records showed a line of credit card advancement in the amount of approximately $1,500 to Deborah Marshall's bank account. The bank records also show that money from the sister's account was used to pay for a four-wheeler payment, Deborah Marshall's pet expenses, car payment, mortgage payment, as well as Deborah Marshall's credit card payments. Now, Marshall was in court on Wednesday, February 19th, where bail was set at $30,000 with no conditions, or $0 with the conditions that she makes no contact with the victim and stays in contact with her attorney. She is due in court again on March 13th. Now, back in December, the Animal Humane Society attempted to rescue 300 animals from Marshall's home. Justin, Stacey.
Thanks, Bobby. They were only able to rescue 64, which they say were in dire condition, as the rest appeared to have died or been killed. You can read much more on that on your VNL News app. Just click on this story.
On to more breaking news tonight. We have just learned new information about a threat to the water supply in Binford, North Dakota last month. We told you residents were asked not to drink, cook, or bathe with that water for about a day, citing a vague threat to the water supply. Now, just today, 43-year-old Matthew Bakke has been arrested and charged with domestic terrorism. Bakke allegedly said he was going to poison the water there. We'll continue to follow this case and provide more details right here on Valley News Live. The man accused of shooting at a North Dakota highway trooper will be released from prison and sent to the state hospital.
Michael Yusa faced 14 counts in the attempted murder case, but was recently found not guilty due to a lack of mental capacity. In 2022, police say he ran over a motorcyclist, then fired more than 30 shots from his apartment. He led police on a chase that ended on the Tri-Level in Fargo, where he exchanged gunfire with law enforcement. He faced attempted murder charges, but was found not guilty in December. He appeared in court today, where a judge granted his release. His doctor went over his treatment plan for when he arrives.
That level of stress can also lead to more of a susceptibility to psychosis. So that is something that Human Services should monitor very carefully.
Meeting is set for March 7th to go over those specific treatment details.
All right, time now to take a look outside. Some warmer weather on the way for the weekend. For more on that, here's First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. Russ.
Yeah, you're right. Certainly warmer for the weekend. Even today, though, such an improvement temperature-wise what we've seen the last really couple 3 weeks. Now, take a look at our high temperatures, at least to this point today. 26 Grand Forks, about 32 in Sisseton, 23 Jamestown, Fargo, one of the cooler spots at 17 Thief River, 16 in Falston, 26 Bemidji. So again, all areas, no matter where you are, much warmer than we have seen in recent days. And as mentioned, even we talk about recent weeks out there. Let's see if we can get my button to work. There we go. Take a look at our sky right now. Looking very nice out there. Beautiful sunset this evening. We saw a lot of blue sky early in the day. Then clouds start working their way into the region. 16 right now, Fargo, 23 in Grand Forks, 19 degrees, Devil's Lake. And again, just a beautiful evening out there. Yeah, it's still cool, but again, so much better temperature-wise. Feels much better. Now, again, we got clouds moving through, clear sky for a little while, then more clouds moving in. Temperatures warming up this weekend, potential chances for rain. We'll break all that down for you coming out.
All right, thanks, Russ.
Well, if you've been avoiding going outside to shovel the sidewalk because of the cold temperatures, you may want to get that done during this weekend warm up before you have to reach for your wallet.
Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie has what you need to know about keeping your walk maintained, what happens if you don't, and how you can get help.
If your sidewalk looks like this, don't be surprised to hear this. Fargo City Ordinance says you have 24 hours after snowfall to get them cleared.
It's all about safety, right? We don't want anybody going down the sidewalks with a wheelchair or a cane or anything like that.
Fargo Public Works Services Manager Corey Hoyam says they've taken 671 complaints this winter. 132 properties have been billed. They've been lenient the past few weeks with the harsh temperatures, though they're not the sidewalk police. Your neighbors are.
We do not monitor. It's all complaint driven. So if any folks are out there and they see a sidewalk that's not been maintained, they can turn it in through the Fargo One app.
Officials will be on your doorstep the next day, taking pictures of your sidewalk and asking you to get the shovel out. You have 3 days to get it taken care of.
If we find them that they're not in compliance with their final inspection, then we turn it over to, we have 2 contractors that we have under contract. They would go out and do an inspection, and then whatever means they need to get the sidewalk clear, then there would be a bill.
The size of the bill depends on how much of a mess your sidewalk is. It goes to the property owner and shows up like a special assessment. In Fargo, Courtney Lonkey, Valley News Live.
Now, the city does have a snow removal assistance program. You have to meet certain criteria to qualify, and it's a first come, first served basis.
We have links to all of that under this story in the VNL News app.
New information after the Dakota Magic Casino was evacuated last night. A bomb threat came as an automated robocall around 8:15. The casino contacted law enforcement and implemented emergency response protocols, evacuating hundreds of people. No suspicious devices or credible threats were identified during an extensive search. The casino resumed normal operations around 10:30.
The North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation and Valley City Police are investigating an unattended death in an alleyway. Officers found a man's body around 7:30 this morning in the 400 block of 3rd Street Northwest. This time, investigators say there is no apparent threat to the public. If you know anything, though, you're asked to contact Valley City Police at 845-3110. An ice house is a total loss after catching fire on Lake of the Woods last night. Check out this video. The sheriff's office says it happened around 10:15 p.m. as deputies responded about 22 miles off of Adrian's Ice Road. No word on how it started. The man took this video, tells us he was fishing nearby, went to make sure the other fisherman was okay. The sheriff's office says no one was hurt, but obviously the ice castle, everything inside was destroyed.
And the Bemidji Fire Department is putting out a warning about lithium-ion batteries after a man's cell phone caught fire. Take a look at this. Firefighters responded after a man called saying his cell phone battery started hissing, then rapidly burning. It got so hot he dropped it on the carpet and kicked it into the kitchen, where it took 2 fire extinguishers to put that fire out. Firefighters say lithium-ion batteries can be dangerous. They offered safety advice for using, charging, and disposing of them. That's on our free VNL News app.
A new program in Horace is giving community members easier access to Narcan than ever before. It's called the Leave Behind program. It allows first responders to leave the opioid reversing drug to anyone they feel is at risk of overdose. They're offering 2 Narcan kits to leave behind people's homes, as well as further treatment resources. This is funded through a statewide opioid response grant. It's already in place for metro areas like West Fargo, as well as smaller cities now like Horace that are joining the program to try to stay ahead of the epidemic.
It's a free public service, so I'd rather leave some and you know, maybe have the off chance that they may not actually need it, but we'd rather be more prepared.
EMS wants to remind you, you should still call 911 even if you have Narcan available if you think someone is overdosing. The Horace Fire Department also has Narcan available for free in their lobby.
All right, coming up after the break, we're going to talk about our weekend, how warm it's going to get. Going to feel a little bit like spring, at least early spring. Spotty chances for rain to start next week. Even the end of this week, we'll talk about that. Plus, when was the last time Fargo saw a temperature of 17 degrees? I'll let you know after the break.